Love can bloom in the most unexpected places, even in the darkest corners of the human heart. This is a story of obsession, survival, and a love that defies all odds. Before we begin, comment yes if you've ever rooted for a bad guy in a story. Let's begin. Delilah Monroe had the worst luck in the universe. First, she'd spilled coffee all over her only white blouse before a big job interview. Then, her ancient car had chosen that exact moment to break down in the middle of a sketchy neighborhood. And now she was being dragged into a dimly lit warehouse by a very large, very intimidating man with tattoos covering his arms and murder flashing in his dark blue eyes. "Let me go," she shrieked, struggling against his iron grip. "Not a chance, sweetheart," the man growled, slamming the warehouse door behind them. "You just walked into something you shouldn't have seen." "What did I see?" "I was just looking for a gas station," she protested. "Yeah? Then why were you lurking outside while we were handling business?" "I wasn't lurking. My car broke down, and my phone is dead. Do you think I'd willingly come here? This place smells like oil and bad decisions." A few men standing around chuckled at that, but the man gripping her wrist didn't seem amused. His grip tightened. "You got a smart mouth, princess. Too bad for you, I don't trust coincidences." Delilah's heart pounded. She had no idea what she'd walked into, but judging by the thick tension in the air and the duffel bags full of cash on a nearby table, she wasn't getting out of this easily. "Look, big guy, I swear I won't tell anyone whatever this is." He narrowed his eyes. "That's the problem. I don't believe you." Ryder Wolf was having a long damn day. He'd just finished a deal when this innocent-looking woman stumbled onto the scene like a deer in headlights. Normally, he wouldn't care. But in his world, no one was innocent, not in this part of town. His boys wanted him to get rid of her, but Ryder wasn't in the business of hurting women. Still, he wasn't stupid. If she went to the cops, it could mean real trouble. "I can't just let you walk out of here," he told her. Her green eyes widened. "So, what? You're going to kill me?" He huffed a laugh. "No, princess. But I'm keeping you until I figure out what to do with you." Her jaw dropped. "You can't be serious." "Oh, I'm dead serious." And just like that, he threw her over his shoulder like she weighed nothing and carried her to his car. Delilah had expected a grimy basement or some torture chamber. Instead, Ryder took her to a sleek penthouse in the city with floor-to-ceiling windows and a view that could make anyone forget they were technically a hostage. "Wow. Kidnapping really pays well," she muttered as he dropped her onto a plush couch. "Sit tight," he ordered. "And don't do anything stupid." Delilah crossed her arms. "Define stupid." He smirked. "Escape attempts, calling the cops, or trying to stab me in my sleep." "Well, there go all my plans." Ryder shook his head. "I don't know if you're brave or just reckless." "I vote neither. Just very, very unlucky." He chuckled and walked to the kitchen. "You hungry?" Her stomach betrayed her by growling loudly. She sighed. "I guess if I'm going to be a hostage, I might as well get fed." For a kidnapper, Ryder was oddly considerate. He cooked. He gave her a spare t-shirt to sleep in. He didn't tie her up or lock her in a closet. And worse? He was ridiculously attractive. Tall, broad, dark-haired, and covered in tattoos. If circumstances were different, she'd be flirting shamelessly. But instead, she was plotting escape while being distracted by his muscles. "Stop staring," he murmured, catching her in the act. "I wasn't staring," she lied. He smirked. "I'm flattered, princess." She groaned. "You're impossible. And you're trouble." The way he said it sent shivers down her spine. After 2 days, Delilah finally worked up the nerve to run. She managed to sneak out while Ryder was in the shower, sprinting down the hallway in her bare feet. She didn't make it far. A strong arm wrapped around her waist, yanking her back against a hard chest. Nice try, sweetheart. She gasped as he lifted her effortlessly. Let me go, you caveman. He chuckled. You really thought you could outrun me? Wishful thinking. He carried her back inside, tossing her onto the couch. Now you've done it, he murmured, eyes dark with something dangerous. Her breath hitched. Done what? Made me want to keep you. The next night, a thunderstorm knocked out the power. Trapped in the dimly lit penthouse, Delilah shivered as lightning cracked outside. Ryder sighed. Come here. She hesitated. Why? You're scared. I can hear your teeth chattering. I'm not scared, she lied. He smirked. Liar. After a long pause, she gave in, curling up beside him on the couch. His warmth was intoxicating, his scent all leather and spice. This is so messed up, she muttered. Ryder chuckled. Yeah. But it doesn't feel wrong, does it? She didn't answer. Because no, it didn't. It was bound to happen. The stolen glances, the tension, the fact that Ryder looked at her like she was something he wanted to claim. One moment, they were arguing over TV shows. The next, he had her pinned against the counter, his breath hot against her skin. I shouldn't want you, he murmured. Then don't, she whispered. He kissed her anyway. And once he started, he didn't stop. Days passed, and Delilah stopped thinking about escape. Ryder wasn't just some dangerous man anymore. He made her laugh, protected her, treated her like she was precious. Which made the truth even harder to face. He was still a criminal. And she was falling for him anyway. One morning, Ryder made a decision. You're free to go. Delilah blinked. What? I can't keep you locked up forever, princess. She should have run. Instead, she stayed. Ryder, she said softly, stepping closer. I don't want to go. His eyes darkened. You sure about that? Because I am afraid that if you won't go this time, I will never let you go. She nodded. And that was all he needed. A month later, Delilah still wasn't sure how she'd ended up here, curled up in Ryder's bed, his arm draped over her waist like he owned her. I think I have Stockholm Syndrome, she murmured sleepily. He chuckled, pressing a kiss to her shoulder. You just love me. She rolled her eyes. Same thing. He grinned. Yeah? Well, lucky for you, I'm never letting you go. And despite everything, she was perfectly okay with that. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe.